Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's some reviews for the new Avengers 27, Uncanny X-Men number 14, and Avenging Spider-Man number 8. Now, Avenging Spider-Man number 8 is the epilogue to the Ends of the Earth, and it's really unfortunate that they decided to put the epilogue here instead of with Amazing Spider-Man, because I think overall this was a really, really strong story. Now, when I first got it, I kind of just spent a couple minutes and I looked through the book, and I didn't think it was anything that special. To me, it had this old Marvel team-up feel because it had Spider-Man with Silver Sable and Doctor Strange meeting, fighting Doctor Doom. And on that aspect, what my initial impression wasn't that positive, but actually when I was reading it, I started to appreciate the story a lot more. Now, what this is basically doing is it's setting the stage where everybody, it's telling you why Silver Sable is special to Spider-Man's world, because she's not just a mercenary for money. She has basically a heart, so to speak, and she has a very soft interior, I guess you can say. And I thought that overall this was a really fitting finale type story, but they definitely left the door open to show that maybe she's alive or dead. We don't know, because they haven't recovered the body of either Silver or Rhino. And it also shows like a really nice part where it's like Spider-Man just doesn't give up. He does whatever it takes to try to find the bodies, but then Captain America pulls him away because they need him to basically transfer Doc Ock to the raft. And you see the other Avengers like Black Widow continue the search even though they still can't find anything. And it leaves you with a basic cliffhanger. Not really a cliffhanger, but they plant a seed for a future story later. So overall, I thought this was like I said, this was a really, really strong story. And I understand they probably put it here because they want to probably move some of the Amazing Spider-Man sales to this. And because it's a team-up book, it maybe has a better fit here. But anybody who has Amazing Spider-Man and misses this, they're going to miss a nice character revelation type story. So like I said, I really liked it. Alright, let's do Uncanny X-Men number 14. This is Mr. Sinister issue. And I thought, now that he lands off all this stuff, at least for right now, I thought the art was really cool. There's some really nice background scenery. It's really creepy, though, looking at Mr. Sinister with everybody. Everybody's sinister. And basically, I guess you can say what this is it's a creepy kind of tale about how Sinister's, like, what he's up to while AVX is going on. It's like he knows about the Phoenix, he knows how the Phoenix got separated, and he's basically lying in wait for Scott to finally go, hey, wait a second, Sinister's somewhere down there. And he goes, I have a plan for him. Now, while that's going on, while he's telling you this whole tale of what his plan is, there's, I guess you can say, somebody doing an interview with Sinister, and there's all this other drama that's associated with that. And that's basically like leading towards a rebellion type thing. And it's all part of Sinister's plan as to what's going on. Now, what I can say, I don't want to spoil entirely the plan, but I can say this. The beginning part, I understand, as Sinister said, it's basically to soften him up. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But when I went to the final part, part of me thinks that Sinister is not going to get quite the reaction he's going to expect from Scott, because I think Scott is on a different plane of thinking right now. But I do think ultimately his plan is going to be interesting to see how the Phoenix Force is going to react towards it. Because that's, I have to admit, what he did, he's setting himself up perfectly. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that, especially when you have Hope preparing to become the the Iron, so quote unquote Iron Fist vessel type thing to beat the Phoenix. And I'll go over that part later. So before you guys start going, she's not the Iron Fist. I'll explain that later. Now, overall, I thought this was a decent read. I'll give you guys the code for this one, so this way somebody can get a free read out of it. Alright, now let's talk about Avengers number 27. Now, again, we get more of the back history of the girl who was the mute who became the Iron Fist to fight, became the dragon to fight the Phoenix, and how she overcame the Phoenix. And from there, it goes into Hope and Hope's role in this whole nonsense mess. Now, I will give a little bit of a spoiler just because it's right there on the cover, but what they discover is Hope isn't supposed to be trained by Iron Fist. She has somebody else that is supposed to train her, and that someone else has no clue what to do. So on one hand, it's kind of comical, and on the other hand, it's kind of corny because, Spider-Man just goes back to with great power comes great responsibility, and Hope's like, huh? And then, Spider-Man starts explaining himself, and Hope starts understanding. And if that's the key to this whole thing of making her the vessel, I'm going to be, like, really shocked. But I can kind of see it being on some level she's going to use that to basically, quote, save the day type thing. Now, I do like the art. The art's been solid. Out of the Avenger titles, I'm really, really liking the new Avengers art a lot. My only complaint is we keep seeing these pages over and over and over again, and while they look, spectacular, on the other hand, it's like I've seen this how many times already. Can you please give us something else? That's my complaint about it. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and I like the direction that it's going because it's not spoon-feeding us what we expect to happen. Since the beginning of this Iron Fist storyline, all they've been drilling is she's going to be trained Iron Fist, she's going to be the next, and then they just gave us a nice swerve. So, from that standpoint, I think Bendis is doing a far better job compared to things like Civil War and the World War Hulks or the Secret Invasion. They're doing a much better job with the swerves. The swerves are a little bit... They're definitely taking the right idea and how to do things. But I still have my fear that they're going to mess it up somehow down the road. But anyways, let's give you some free comics. Here is Uncanny X-Men. And here is going to be the new Avengers. Okay, anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. I did purchase the Onslaught trades, so I will eventually do like another Marvel history with those. So watch for those. Since I know there's more trades than the 4, but I got the 4, and so what I might do is just do one hit of history at a time. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down, let me know what you think. And I'll try to put up some more reviews later, but we'll see. So anyways, until next time.